Look at my shoe. I didn't sign up for this.
Is it a board game? I didn't know that. It sounds awfully familiar for some reason.
It's a video game.
Haven't played it or known of it.
Is that the new Square Enix game?
I think so.
Ooh, Square Enix, you say?
The Enix of Square.
Previously known as Squaresoft.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So cool. So freaking cool.
Gotta get this all out.
Unique New York. Unique New York. The flaming torch was denied a bank loan.
Taylor, what are your vocal exercises?
No, it's definitely not that. Does he even listen to our podcast?
I don't think so. That'd be
Probably not.
That'd be hilarious. I'm gonna give him a shout out now when we go to the shout out section.
Shout out.
Oh, real quick. We don't have any fan questions, do we?
How much would
Got it.
Yep.
All
it's
right.
like asking Taylor how big it is, but it's now how much wood.
How much wood is it?
Speaking of which, I've gone back and listened to the first 4 episodes to figure out the score. I'm only missing
what is it?
4 episodes.
Or we could say it on air if you want.
Yeah, I'm missing 4 episodes still. So other than that, I have information from 9 through now and the first 4. So like I said, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I need to go back and listen to.
Well done.
That and
I need to
figure
put
out
time markers.
Anyways. Okay, one more thing. So just so we get a reminder to come to agreement, if one of us cuts out, we continuing the recording until they come back, or are we stopping?
We continue until they come back, and then they got to give like a cut.
Got it. And then we'll stop it there.
Yep.
And then we'll start recording again.
And then whoever cut out, we could just be like, okay, this is what I last said. React from there. Here we go. Boom.
Got it. Okie dokie. Do I sound good? Do I look good?
You sound terrible, but you look good. That's what matters.
Sweating like crazy right now.
You look like a podcaster.
Oh, thank you. So I gotta get up all like this though. Oh.
So what if we kept recording and someone cuts out, but then we just say the words like Josh, like edit here, and then he can cut
Josh fix this
the section out and then merge them together.
That's a possibility too.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for him though if you cut and then we all start again from the same same section. So he's only really cutting everyone's the equal amount of the certain part. Instead of if let's say we all stop at a different spot, that means he has to go back and reorganize 3 different ones instead of one main one.
Okay.
And they become misaligned, and it's all fun from there.
Mumbo jumbo. It's mumbo jumbo.
Cool.
Oh, I almost forgot to switch my microphone.
Hey.
Back to the snowball. Let me make sure it's good. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Book my shoe.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
I can't hear it, which is kind of bad.
The like recording back, or
yeah, I can see that it's recorded because I could see the bar, but it's not coming through. I don't know why.
Good.
Oh, you know what, Albert? You have to change. It's something in the fucking what's it called, settings, because right now it's trying to go through your headphone jack instead of your mic.
But there's nothing in my headphone jack.
I don't know that.
I'm just gonna exit out of it and come back.
All your phones on silent.
Oh, thanks, Taylor. I already did
I
that.
do what I want. Okay.
So good.
If I want the world to know that I got a text,
Wonderful.
they should know.
I'm unfortunately extra phlegmy today.
Fleming. That's why you get your vocal exercises out of the way, man.
Okay.
I drank a whole chocolate shake.
Let me show you a good phlegm one.
Oh. So nasty.
All right. Can I hear myself now? Let's find out.
Ooh.
There it is. We're all in, and I sound great.
God damn it, Taylor. I want to punch you in the heart so bad.
But what if it stops?
I want to punch you in the heart so bad that it stops and then it restarts, and then you're like, damn, I don't really like Tesla anymore.
So sad.
Anyways, you guys ready?
Sure.
All right, we'll go on go.
Wait, on go or on 3?
We'll go on go.
Okay.
So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then we'll go on go. Got it?
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back, guys, to episode 16 of the Tripolar Opinion Podcast. I am your host, David Maggard, aka DJ Maggard, aka damn it, I almost did the British Bulldog again. I don't know why I keep doing that.
You're not British.
Oh, it's because on me mums. Come on, bruv. And this is my other bruvs right here. Yeah, if you didn't know, it's Mr. Taylor Hardy.
What's going on, guys? I'm your co-host, Taylor Hardy. And that's my impersonation of Mr. Maggard.
On me mums, that's not me. No, and then we also have Mr. Albert Delgado.
That's me.
So we have a pretty interesting show for you all. You all.
You got to be inclusive, man.
I know, right?
We're not Southern.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Well, I'm just going all over with the accents today, huh?
Apparently.
It's Jamaican, man. but shout out to Kofi Kingston. That's my favorite wrestler, man. Oh God. Anyways, so let's get right into it. Our topics that we're going to be discussing this evening. 2 out of 3 of the group is going to be going on a trip to Gencon. One of us is going to be talking about it. Also, we have an update for some September releases. Basically, a lot of entertainment stuff, obviously. And then
we talk about entertainment on here.
I know, right? Yeah. Let's just give the listeners another reminder that yes, our name is Tripolar Opinion Podcast. No, we don't talk about mental health, and I am sorry if you think that. But I'm not sorry for what we say on this podcast. Okay, it's the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, Buddha, Jesus, and what's another god? The Dalai Lama.
You know, one, Jesus isn't a god.
Oh.
And 2, the Dalai Lama's a person.
Oh,
so aren't they all people?
The gods? I think that's the whole thing, is that they're not normal people.
No.
Hercules has taught me nothing.
I watched 300. He stabbed him, okay? And he bled like a normal person.
Because he's a god king. There's a difference, man.
Oh, the Xerxes with the golden underwear.
Yeah, that one. With all the piercings on his nipples and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler for all you Gen Z kids.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the piercings on his nipples are huge spoilers.
Fascinated by his golden underwear.
Anyways, so for our last topic, we're gonna get into some Game Boy surprise. But first off, I am gonna start off with Gencon news. So, like I said earlier, 2 out of 3 of us are going. Maybe next time 3 of us is going. But I kind of understand why the third one's not going. But I'm still.
I was about to say, you better explain why.
Me and Mr. Hardy on the 15th of September will be taking a trip down to Indianapolis, Indiana. That's right. I know my geography. Anyways, we'll be there for about 4 days to attend Gencon, which is Josh the Sound Guy had asked this before, but Gencon is abbreviated version of the Geneva War Convention. That's how it started back in the day, where it's just a whole bunch of war games. And then it slowly started.
War games! Sorry.
And then it slowly started moving into modern tabletop games. Now, we talk about a whole bunch of board games / tabletop games on here. We're not talking about, what's the next Monopoly that's coming out or the deluxe edition of Scrabble. We're talking about stuff like Blood Rage and Rising Sun, the new releases like Ankh, Nidavellir, things like that.
You really just hit all Eric Lang, didn't you?
Pretty much. I'm hoping he's there. I think he said he was going to be there. But obviously, things are going to be different this year with COVID protocols, which is what I want to kind of talk about in like our expectations of going into this. So first start off, the last time I went with Taylor Hardy and another one of our peoples that we know. We went 3 years ago, and it was the most fun but yet most stressful time. For one, we had signed up for tournaments to play. At the time, it was the Dragon Ball Z card game, and trying to get information to do our team battles and like even smaller one-on-ones was like a real pain in the ass. Another thing was kind of stressful was getting to the actual convention. First of all, our flight came in pretty late, and I wanted to be there first thing in the morning, and our hotel was 30 minutes away from the convention. So that was kind of a little bit of a drag. Now, the one thing that I give anybody advice to when attending any convention is do your research. For one, we kind of went in there not knowing what to expect and only signing up for like a few things and not really planning out the rest of the day, thinking that, we can get in and do this and then do this. Even though the convention was spectacular, I loved every moment of it. Even the stressful parts. It kind of sucked during the mid times where we didn't really know what to do. And that's because we didn't really have a schedule, going into it as a rookie and not understanding how the convention works was kind of tricky. What I mean by that is like before the convention even opens, months before, there is a event queue, I should say, and you need to sign up for all these events that you want to try to get into, and then it'll put you in basically like a line. If anybody knows anything about like buying new Jordans or stuff, like you get put in a lottery and you get put into like a line. Okay. And then it'll tell you like, hey, you made it to number 1042 out of the 8,000 people that are trying to get in right now. So basically, once you get your name comes up, it'll show you all the events that are still open that you had put in your cart, and then you buy the ones that you want. We didn't do that the first year. We just kind of winged it, which was still fun, but like I said, there was kind of little things in between that we didn't really know what to do, and for the most part, we just I ended up buying a game. We ended up playing it back at the hotel. This time, I'm super excited, even though COVID has kind of shut down a small part of it, maybe like a quarter of the convention. I got into that queue. I made a whole bunch of reservations for some games. We're going to play test some stuff. We're going to try out some new games. We're actually going to go to a escape room also as well. I'm really looking forward to this. If you don't know anything about Gen Con, like I said, it's one of the biggest board game conventions in the United States. Usually it happens the first week of August, but because of COVID protocols, it got pushed back to September. And I'm just glad it's still even happening. Obviously, we still kind of have to keep safe over there and still respect COVID protocols, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated at this point. They're still making sure people wear masks and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know about you, Taylor, but I'm like super excited. We've signed up for a couple games. We signed up for like this cowboy game. I can't really remember what the name of it is, but it's like you're a cowboy basically. It's not Western Legends. It's like some kind of other thing about like bandits and cowboys or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Taylor?
Yeah, no, definitely excited. I feel like we're a bit more prepared this time. And I appreciate you handling all that and getting us booked for everything. I am a bit sad that the True Dungeon won't be there this year.
Yes.
I was really looking forward to that. And if you don't know what True Dungeon is, it's just basically like a live action D&D game, and you pick a class and you work together with real people to complete these rooms and then get your prize at the end and make your character stronger. So it was a lot of fun last year. 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Brawley was just born. So that's how I know.
Right.
Yeah. That's how I know it was 3 years ago. But yeah, like Taylor said, True Dungeon's an amazing experience. Even if you can somehow get into one of their events outside of Gen Con, I would try. He pretty much hit it on the spot. It's an escape room, but for D&D players. So like, for just a small example, last time we went, Taylor was playing a rogue. So like, if there was a treasure chest that needed to be opened, he would have to complete some type of dexterity test to open that treasure chest. And since he was the only one that's allowed to do it, he could also say, hey, I want to keep this treasure for myself, or I want to share with the group. And then for instance, for me, I played as a monk. And so everyone knows that monks they're two-weapon fighting, or two-handed fighting. So like there'd be like this little shuffleboard in the middle of the table or middle of the room, and you would have to throw like these pucks. And then depending on where they landed on the shuffleboard, it'd show like a silhouette of the monster that you're fighting. And it'd be like, hey, you did this much damage to him, or you did this and that. So as the monk, I got to throw 2 pucks on the shuffleboard and try to do damage. And like I said, there's other little like puzzles you got to figure out. The whole thing is based on teamwork. You get one guy that doesn't want to work with a group, and it's going to ruin the experience for you. All the rooms are timed, by the way. So like, you have, I believe it's like 10 or 15 minutes a room. So whether you pass or not, you have to move to the next room. The only thing is if you don't pass with the puzzle in the room that you're currently in, you take some type of penalty. A penalty could be like you lose some I don't know, you lose some items and stuff, or like you take some health damage or something like that. And at the end of it all, like Taylor said, you get a prize. And like you're probably thinking like, oh, wow, what kind of prize? Is it like money or something? No, they come in these forms of poker chips that are custom. They say True Dungeon on them, and there's something on them. And this is something that you can bring into every True Dungeon after this. So like, let's say you find, I don't know, a bastard sword, and it does a mass amount of damage. You can carry that and equip it to your person the next time you play. Or it could even be like a healing potion, but obviously those are one-time use. So if you use it in the room, you would give it to whoever the person that's helping you in that room currently. It's a really crazy, fun-filled adventure. I want to do it again. I can't wait till it opens back up. We'll probably won't be back to Gen Con for another 3 years, but hey, I'm looking forward to it. Another thing I wanted to hit up, Gen Con had one of the biggest food truck festival things I've ever seen in my life. As soon as you exit the convention, it's just a big, giant horseshoes of whatever type of food you're looking for. Chinese, Thai, barbecue, Cajun barbecue, Cajun seafood, regular seafood. There's just tons and tons of food vendors out there. And we also got to eat at one of Peyton Manning's favorite steakhouses to eat. And I ordered some surf and turf and their world famous shrimp cocktail, which was pretty good. And then even if you don't have a lot of money, there's another spot right around the corner called Steak and Shake, which I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a very tasty burger. And for as easy as, or as like, I don't know, simple as that place seemed. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it again. There's so many better things that are happening this time. Like I said, we're well prepared. Our hotel is actually literally like across the street from the convention center. So we don't have to worry about that half-hour drive from going to and from the hotel. And I'm excited to play test some games and stuff, and hopefully not have to come back with like 6 bags of games and make my fiance mad at me. So, but we'll see what happens.
Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And you know what? After after our adventure, I'll probably give like a little small review of like what we did on the next episode of this. So be sure to check that out on our next episode of the Tripolar Opinion Podcast. We're signing off now, so I'm just kidding.
Record time.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard me babble on about Gencon too much. So why don't we get into some like upcoming releases with Mr. Albert Delgado?
That's me. Upcoming releases. So if you've been listening, you know that every month I try to update y'all on the entertainment of the coming month. And so we are coming up on a new month, or actually when this drops, we'll be in a new month, right? That's the case. So September, we got some fun releases that we got going on, hitting our different categories. We'll start in the movie category. The obvious choice that everyone's gonna see is the latest offering of the MCU, that being Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, coming out, which by the time this drops will be out in theaters. So go ahead and check that one out. It's MCU movie. There's nothing else to say. If you like the MCU, you're gonna want to watch this. Outside of that, there's a few other cool things that for me I'm really excited about. For one, there's a couple of musical stuffs coming out, probably the biggest one being Dear Evan Hansen coming out in theaters, which should be very, very good. Hopefully I really like the musical, but the trailer kind of gives me pause. I don't know, we'll see. Outside of that, another big release is the latest offering of James Wan. If you don't know who that is, he is the horror director behind Saw, The Conjuring, Insidious, and also Aquaman and Furious 7. But it's a little weird that way. He has come out with another horror movie called Malignant. There isn't too much out about what the movie's about, which honestly is the best thing for a horror movie. So, but James Wan has a great reputation when it comes to horror movies. So if you like horror movie offerings, here's a good taste for you. Inside of the TV show side of things, we got a few drops that looked pretty promising. Again, we're going to start in the horror movie or horror category. Something coming out called Midnight Mass. If you've watched some of the horror shows that have come out on Netflix, specifically the The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Haunting of Hill House, two very good horror TV shows, by the way. The creator of those, Mike Flanagan, is going to be coming out with another offering of wonderful horror TV show called Midnight Mass. It seems very interesting. It's supposed to be in this like secluded island town, and like a mysterious priest shows up. And when he shows up, suddenly some miracles start happening around the town. It's like, wow, it's like this priest is good luck. And then it's not so good of miracles start happening. And we're starting to realize that this priest might not be a good thing to come to the town. Don't know exactly what it means, but definitely something I want to check out. Other things coming out and on the TV side of things, What We Do in the Shadows is coming out with its third season. If you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. From originally Taika Waititi, he made a movie called What We Do in the Shadows about vampires in like modern day, and it's hilarious. It's like a mockumentary kind of thing. They turned it into a TV show. It's been fantastic. Third season's coming out on the 3rd, so be sure to check that out. And then two other TV shows actually. One, Foundation's coming out on Apple TV Plus. Foundation is based off of a sci-fi book series that's it's like one of the original sci-fi series. It influenced a lot about Star Wars, and gave a lot of its ideas to Star Wars pretty much. So now they're making a TV series about that sci-fi story. So something to check out on Apple TV if you like sci-fi, and also if you like sci-fi and if you like anime. There's coming out a new series called Star Wars Visions. If you've heard about it, it's the Disney decided to go out and contact different anime studios and say, hey, we want you to make a Star Wars story, a single episode of Star Wars, and make it in the style of anime. Do whatever you want with it. And so several anime studios have made individual episodes for this show. They all look very like beautifully made, very interesting stuff. So if you like this idea of like sci-fi anime hitting, especially if you like Star Wars, definitely check it out. Coming out on Disney Plus on the 22nd of this month. And then finally we got to our video games. As you've heard me say before, not a great year for video games, but if you have some excitement, there's been a lot of marketing behind it, probably because it's only one of the few like AAA releases coming out. Deathloop is finally coming out this month on PS5 and I believe on PC as well, which seems interesting. It's supposed to be where like you play as I guess an assassin or like some kind of mercenary type of dude who's stuck in a time loop, and you have to kill all of your targets in order to get out of the death loop. Haha, that's the name. But like they're trying to kill you. So it seems interesting. It seems like an interesting story. It seems like interesting gameplay, something that you may want to check out. So that's coming out. Outside of the traditional movie, TV, video games is the most important thing that comes every September. Dun 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 dun. Football's back, baby. We got football back, and that's starting off. Technically, September 9th is our first game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Super Bowl defending Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, poor Cowboys.
Both those teams suck. Boo.
So we're getting started there. And then, of course, that following Sunday is when the vast majority of the games will be getting started. So football is back. Us three here, just did our fantasy football draft. Taylor has just joined. It's his first time ever playing fantasy football. And unfortunately, he's going to have to get last place and get our punishment for the year. But, at least he's there. And that's what matters. Anyway, that's what's going on with this coming month. Be sure to check it out. Obviously, there's a lot of other things. If you have anything that you are very excited about coming out in September, feel free to let us know. Go on our Facebook page. Let folks know, hey, don't forget to check this out because this is really cool. Because I don't talk about everything. I can't talk the whole episode. That's mean. They've got 2 other people here. But if you got something interesting, let me know. Maybe I'll go check it out myself.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup. Hey, isn't that weird like downhill BMX game coming out as well?
You talking about what's it called? I forget what it's called.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a whole bunch of like outdoor sports, and like I just remember like in the commercial the guy has like that spray can of like colored smoke or whatnot. God, what is that game called?
Wait, are you talking about a Riders Republic?
Yeah, Riders Republic.
That's next month, sir. That's in October.
That sucks. Man, there's nothing good coming out then, huh? I didn't even pick up Madden yet.
Yeah, it's a very quiet month. Oh, and if you're sports game related, NBA 2K is coming out on the 10th. So you got that going for you. Oh, but there's a lot of like remakes and stuff like that. Like there's Diablo 2 Resurrected's coming out. Death Stranding Director's Cut is coming out. So not too much of like really interesting new IP type of stuff, but that's just what the year is this year. Hopefully we get some more stuff eventually.
One thing that I did want to talk about new that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know if it's with the new batches of PS5s that are coming out now, but do you guys hear about the heating core processor?
I have heard that there's some issues with it.
Well, there's supposedly the new PS5s. They put an even smaller one in there to make it lighter. So that's something to watch out for there, guys, just in case you're in the market for a PS5. Maybe this round you might want to let a couple other people test it out before before FOMO gets you. I'm just putting it out there. I haven't had a problem with mine. I don't think Mr. Hardy or Mr. Alberto Gatto have had any problems with theirs. Gabe has one. Brother Gabe, sorry.
Brother Gabe.
He's had one problem with his PS5, and he still doesn't have one. So, be on the lookout for his work in progress of his GoFundMe page. It's still not up for some reason. Literally, it just needs to be a picture of him and a PS5, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. But speaking of game systems, I think Mr. Hardy wanted to talk about something retro.
Yeah. Before I get to that, yeah, Linus Tech Tips did a breakdown of the current or our PS5s that we have, and showing like the heat sink on our PS5s compared to the new one, and how much like smaller it is and such. So there is, I guess, like they are running hotter, but it's still within spec of like things can range from like say 0 degrees to 75 degrees Celsius, and that's still within spec. Obviously, you don't want it to run that hot, but it's still within spec. So they're unsure like how it's going to affect part life in the future. So just I guess keep an eye out on that, like Mr. Maggard was saying. And then my comment about Star Wars Visions. I'm so excited. They got one of my favorite studios, which is Studio Trigger. They did a whole bunch of great animes, so they get one segment in there, and I'm really excited to see it. And just really cool because you get to see everyone's different art style from obviously they're different studios, but it's nice seeing like all these different art styles and different episodes. And I'm just very excited to see how they all play out. There was this one that was like really grungy looking and reminded me of Afro Samurai, and I was just like, ooh, I like their art style they're choosing. So can't wait to watch Visions when that comes out. So.
I'm glad you brought that back up, because if I'm correct, and I could be wrong because I haven't kept up with a lot of Star Wars news lately, Visions is supposed to be like the like I don't want to say like Neo Japan Star Wars, no? Like aren't they using their lightsabers as like katanas as well?
And I believe there is an episode that they do that. Specifically, like each episode is going to be very different in its style and in its storytelling and everything. It's going to happen in the world of Star Wars, and there's nothing that says like that these stories are canon in the Star Wars universe or whatever. But essentially, just Disney went over to anime studios and said, "You want to make a Star Wars anime for an episode?" And they're like, "Yeah," and so they did. And yeah, like I did see that one that looked like it was very like they're samurai inspired, but there's a lot of different stuff that's going on with those episodes, and it's pretty cool that each one's pretty different. And I'd really enjoy if Disney was just like, it seems like the fans really liked this particular episode, let's expand it into a whole series, and like I would love that. Will it happen? I don't know, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. Guess we'll just see what the future of Star Wars has to hold for us.
Yeah. I guess it's my segment now.
Oh yeah, so going back and talking about video games, Mr. Hardy, you had something retro you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. The Game Boy Advance is getting its first game in over 13 years, and when I saw that news article, it piqued my interest because I was like, oh, it's a pretty old system. It's about 20 years old now, so I was pretty excited that someone's like making a game for it. At first, I thought like Nintendo was doing it, but it's not. It's a company there started a Kickstarter campaign, and on day one they got funded already for their Kickstarter campaign. The game is called Good Boy Galaxy, and it's got a big Metroid feel to it. But you're a dog in a spacesuit, and you're doing like these like dungeons that are very reminiscent of Metroid. So it looked pretty cool. They have a trailer up on their Kickstarter page and web page, and then you can also download a free demo to test it on various systems as well, and kind of give it a shot. And I like it. The colors are pretty vibrant. The graphics are on par for what a Game Boy Advance game should be. So it's very nostalgic, and I think it's kind of brilliant on their end too, because it got a lot of free publicity, because it was like, oh, this old system that no more games are being produced for it. There's a new game coming out for it, and then it's just like, what? So, which opens up the realm of possibilities for other Kickstarters to come out where someone's like, well, I'm going to create a game for the Sega Genesis, for example, and then, and get free publicity that way. So it's pretty cool. I guess I might give it a shot. It's a little bit pricey. They want to pay like $60 for a game for the Game Boy Advanced. So I'm like, I'm not sure if it's worth that yet. So I'll kind of wait. But yeah, if you're interested, check it out. It's called Good Boy Galaxy.
Interesting. Not to like make it like with legal questions or whatnot, but like, is it officially licensed by Nintendo?
I don't think so, because since its product's retired, I don't think they're going to get it, or it's going to get that Nintendo seal of approval. But they're still making a cartridge that can run off of the hardware. So I'm pretty interested to see how this goes, if it raises any legal questions, because it's like they're not breaking the law. They're producing their own game that can run on a system owned by Nintendo. So I don't know. It's one of those, I guess, gray areas, I suppose.
Yeah, because like car parts wise, like people make different car parts for your car, and it's like, oh, this is compatible with your, I don't know, Nissan Electra or whatever car that is. Um, that makes sense, but it just makes me wonder, like, does Nintendo have like an exclusive rights thing where like, hey, you can't make a cartridge for our game unless it has the seal of approval from us. But then again, there's all these aftermarket things anyways, like
Yeah.
you ever heard of like the Retron 5? It's like the system that will play a Nintendo game,
Oh,
a
yes.
regular Nintendo game, and a Sega Genesis game all in one system.
Hmm.
So like, I don't know. I want you to keep me updated on that because I want to see how that works out.
Yeah.
No, and if you do actually get it, I think this is going to raise the market. If like it does do somewhat successful, I think it's going to raise the market for some Game Boys Advance, because
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I have one, but it's like deep somewhere in the garage, somewhere in like a box that I haven't opened in like 6 years.
Yeah. It's actually in one of my tubs. Like when I was done playing with the system, I'd put it back in its original box, and then it just sits there. So I'm gonna have to dig it out, but I know where it's at. So
Oh god,
yeah.
that's just crazy. Well, speaking of retro games and stuff, our current top 5 for you this evening is top 5 favorite toys. Now, I put a little guideline for the guys. I'm not sure if they 100% followed it or not. If not, I'll give some leeway, obviously. But I wanted true toys, toys that like you grew up with, that you specifically remember, like, hey, I played with this thing a lot. Not so much of like a Nintendo, or I don't know. Yeah, not so much of like a game system or like a board game, but more of just like an actual toy that you played over and over, and you just had this some type of nostalgia, about this thing. Um, I'll just jump right into it. So, basically, for my number 5, the toy that I don't want to say I most remember, but I guess is the most helpful at the time. It's hot, during the summertime. It's super hot in the summertime when you're living in Phoenix, Arizona. Um, One thing that helped us keep cool was Super Soakers. And that's my number 5. I loved Super Soakers. Even from the little ones to the big ones. I remember my dad buying me this one with it came with like a backpack attachment where it hold like 2 gallons of water. And then you just like keep pushing that baby until freaking you couldn't push that thing so no more, and then you would hit someone with so much water pressure that their clothes would just start melting. Well, they wouldn't melt, but you know what I mean, like they'd be a little bit stingy. But yeah, I loved Super Soakers, especially in living in Phoenix, Arizona for a little bit. That was like the thing. I was kind of a little bit vindictive with my Super Soaker. Sometimes I'd put like warm water during the summertime, but I'd also put sugar in the warm water. And so yeah, when you would start shooting somebody, they'd not only get like hit with warm water, but once they started drying off, they'd be like, why am I so sticky?
You're a monster.
um yeah, I don't know, man. I love Super Soakers. I wish the kids these days had Super Soakers like how the type of super soakers that I had back in the day. Now they have like these little dinky like one shot things that I don't really see, or those little one things where you just put it in the water and you pull back on it real quick and you just shoot it in someone's face really fast. I didn't know. I felt like there was just like some strategic water warfare when you had a genuine super soaker, and that's something that I actually enjoyed. So that's my number 5, the super soaker.
I also have fond memories of that. There was this one where it was like 2 yellow canisters that you could fill up individually and then stick it in there, and then it was just like, yeah, you just pump it up, and then like I was trying to get as hard as it could go, and then like when you sprayed someone with it, it would just be like super strong in the beginning. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Or like you ever get into that running part where like you're trying to pump it and shoot at the same time, and your stream is just like barely, it's like a little dinky stream.
Yeah.
Oh god, gotta love them super soakers.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Albert,
That's me.
What do you have there for your number 5?
For my number 5, I'm going with a little bit of a little electronic game, since apparently that's allowed. It's one, so the types of games like the old Bop It. Everybody knows those. They're great. The one that sticks with me, even though Bop It was like the popular one, the one that I remember more than anything and that I played a lot was a game called Brain Warp. And it's like this I gotta figure out how to explain it. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little prongs coming around in like a circle. And so they like pop out. And so each one of them has a different number and color. And so the whole thing is like you hold it up and then the thing starts talking to you. You could choose the type of game. They had a few different games and they would tell you, like Bop It, and be like, hey, Bop It, whatever. For this, it would tell you like wherever you're holding, you hold one of the pegs upward and it'll tell you like green, and then you got to twist it over to the green side, and then purple, and you twist it over to the purple side. And so it's like very color and number, and you've really got to pay attention to how you're holding it. It was a lot. It was quite a lot, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. That's the one that sticks in my head, compared to like Bop It and all those. That's the one that I remember very fondly.
Nice.
I remember that toy. I remember already not liking Bop It and then being like, who got their kid this toy? Because I am super upset. This thing's complicated.
It's so good. I remember the like sayings all, get ready to play Brain Warp. Select game. Game 5. If you don't keep up with me, you're finished. If Brother Gabe hears this, he will remember those words very well.
I'm gonna assume he wasn't very good at this.
He wasn't the best. He had reflexes. He's got good reflexes. He just forgets where things are.
Taylor, have you seen this toy?
No.
So exactly like, think of a sphere first of all, and then think of like 6 prongs, but like they had at the end of the prong is like, I didn't, like he said, like a number or whatever. And so like you would have to turn it to like a certain way, and then you have to do whatever the command says. So like the color and the number could be on the opposite side, and you'd have to like kind of remember, right? Am I explaining that right? Like where was that, and then do the action.
Yeah, you're explaining pretty well. I sent it in our group message if you want to take a look, Mr. Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a like I said, like he said, it's a more extreme version of Bop It, and
Interesting.
I already sucked at Bop It, so yeah, I appreciate that number 5.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it.
Yeah, craziness. So Mr. Hardy.
All right.
Number 5.
My number 5, I unfortunately don't know the name of the toy, but it was like a spy set. And so what it was is you had this like little gray like deck that would light up. And so you had 3 little cameras that could only detect motion, and it was all wireless. So you would place these cameras throughout, and you kind of draw a map on this spy deck essentially. And when someone would pass through it, it'd light up the dot and showing like someone triggered your, your camera essentially. So I used to play this game with my friends where one of us would be in control of that command deck. Everyone would stay in one room. The person who had control of it would place the cameras and hide it. And so the goal was to probably leave my room, try to go through our living room all the way, make it to the kitchen was like the end goal. And so it was like what without setting off the cameras, but that was like the fun part. You didn't know where the cameras are at. And so like you would hear it like make a beep noise when a camera went off and they knew they messed up. So then your turn was over and someone else would try the course as well, and they'd stay behind so they wouldn't see like where the other person messed up. But it was a lot of fun. I still have that toy stored somewhere in one of my plastic tubs, but it was like a lot of fun to play with my friends and such. So yeah.
You want to hear something crazy?
What's that?
You know, one of those friends was me, right?
Oh, really?
You forgot, didn't you?
Probably.
You son
I
of
had
a
so
bitch.
many friends. I can't keep track of all of them.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. You just forget about me playing with you. You know, my fat ass couldn't fucking jump up and down and do all that crazy shit you'd put in random places. I remember one time you like put it in the damn couch or something.
Yes,
like,
that's correct.
What the fuck was this damn thing?
Put it underneath the cushions so that way they couldn't see it, but the camera still had line of sight to trigger it.
Yeah,
it just sucked like when the cat walked by and then triggered it, and you're like, oh, we got to start over again.
Damn cat.
I like how this all just brought up the fact that David's like, you're like my best friend. You're my only friend that I remember from back then. And Taylor's over here like, I just have a lot of friends. I can't keep up with them. It's like, I guess you were there. You know, a lot of people come to my house. I'm a very popular kid.
Yeah, what the shit is this? Huh? Fine, you go find someone to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with. I want all that time back, Taylor. Anyways, off to my number 4 pick. The crazy thing with my number 4, I recently found like technically like a reboot of what my number 4 is, and my kids have been playing with it a lot lately. The original toy is called Karate Fighters. Now, if you don't know what Karate Fighters is, it was an action figure that you put on this base, okay? And on the base, you had like this turning mechanism on the end of it. And if you would move it left, your figure would move left. And if you move it right, your figure would move right. So if you did it like a fast motion, the 1 foot that wasn't connected to the base and the 2 arms, they would like fling around and like pretend like to do like karate moves or whatnot. And on the center of yours and your opponent's figure is a button on the chest. And if you hit that button on the chest, your karate fighter just goes flying off the base, just like it got like ninja kicked off the arena or whatever. And you would win the round. So I remember playing this a ton. I remember getting it at Toys R Us, getting both starter sets, getting all the little expansion packs or whatever, and just falling in love with it. I had bought it again. I don't want to say recently, like years ago, with a GI Joe set. No clue where it's at now, but they have made a smaller version for today's kids. And they're really cheap. Like a starter set's only like $10, and each expansion pack's like $5. And they've turned them into like blind boosters, basically, because you could get like better characters, whatnot. But the toy now is called Aikido, and buying those toys for them right now kind of like inspired this list, because I just remembered playing Karate Fighters a lot, and now like these were basically the same thing. Now they're not the exact same size, they're a lot more miniature obviously, but like as soon as you hit their head, they kind of like split in half instead of like popping off the base. But it has the same exact thing, like, you know, like I said, you would twirl it left and right with your hand, and your guy would like fling around. With this one, you kind of just have like a spring loaded button they do push in and out, and it basically does the same thing. If you're interested, go check it out. I found it at Target right now. It's called Aikido something Fighters. They're really fun. Or if you want the retro version, which is probably, I don't know, someone's probably selling in box for like a ridiculous amount of money for some reason. karate fighters. So yeah, that's my number 4, and I'm sticking to it.
Beautiful, beautiful, well done. It's always nice when they bring like classic games back, because then you get to play them, for cheap. I looked up Brain Warp recently, and you know how much a Brain Warp is right now?
I'm guessing a lot.
Lowest I could find, 285.
Jesus.
Holy crap.
Yep. So enjoy them while they're there, because it's hard to find later.
Apparently.
Holy crap,
man. So we at my number 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. My number 4. So it's a little hard to come up with my toys, because one, parents got me a good amount of toys, but a lot of them were like hand-me-down type of toys. I wasn't upset with them. I loved them. But also because I was a bit of a lonely kid. Not that like I didn't have friends, but like I didn't want to hang out with other people. I'm introverted. I like hanging out with myself. So one of the toys that I loved because of that is everyone knows about Legos, but I had the Connects. Y'all remember Connects?
Oh yeah.
Love those, because you could build such cool stuff with Connects. There you could build those cranes and all those different stuff. And it gets so much bigger than Legos and so much less work because they're longer. So you can make them tall in like a minute, where like Legos, you're just stacking for days for them to get big. I loved Connects. They were so fun because you could build so many cool things, and I'd get all the like big sets of them so that I could build all these different stuff. Pretty sure they're somewhere inside of mom and dad's house, probably played by your kids, David. But they're at least they're enjoying them. They're good stuff.
Yeah, one thing with Connects is I don't understand how it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see them anymore in stores.
Neither do I. They were so good, and they're like honestly pretty easy to understand. I just feel like Lego controls the market with these like builder sets. So you either go simple with Lego, or you get super complicated and get like legit ass construction things, and like no one's spending money on that.
Yeah, maybe it's because Lego has the upper hand on all the IPs. Like Marvel, Star Wars, any new movie. Like I'm pretty sure I just saw a Shang-Chi Lego set out right now, but maybe that's what it was. I always thought Connects were quite better, especially around my age when I was younger. Legos weren't complicated. It was just like, hey, buy this box of Legos and you need to figure it out. Kids these days have like the Venom head. Like, how do you make a Lego Venom? That wasn't an option for me. Or like Thanos' spaceship. Or like right now, Easy had, what did he buy when we went to Legoland? Oh, the Ninjago Dragon Tower with the drag. I didn't have that crap. I had, hey, there's 4 wheels in this box. Figure out how to make a damn car. You know what I did? I just put the wheels on the one Lego and put a door on top of that. It was like, oh look, it's a car. Kids are so lucky with their Legos these days. Fortunately, I don't know. I keep thinking, I'm like, maybe I'll just dabble back into the Legos. And then I look at how expensive they are, and I'm like, nope, not doing that. Because if I buy myself one, I got to buy all the kids one.
That's a deep, dark hole to go down, sir. Legos, it's very dangerous to start that.
The bad thing is I have a Lego card from when they were here in Arden. I don't think they're here anymore. I haven't been to Arden for a mall in forever, but yeah.
I think the Lego store still exists there. I think, but I haven't been to the mall since like it was just a little bit after COVID and they reopened the mall.
A wee lad. You've been there since you were a wee lad.
Yep.
That's our honorable number 4.
Yeah.
Off to Mr. Hardy.
All right. Unfortunately, this is another toy. I don't know the original name of it.
Invalid list. Don't even listen to this guy anymore. I bet you it's like a Tesla Hot Wheel, huh?
No, but it does involve electricity.
You son of a bitch.
So this was a 4-player game and it was basically like you had these 4 little handles, and they were corded but coiled up. So you grab these handles, and they would shock you. And so the point of this game was like essentially Russian roulette, and you had different modes you could do, but you'd get together with 4 of your friends, you're holding onto this thing, and you see it just spinning around, and you're like, hope it doesn't land on you. And if it does land you, the little thing that you're holding on to would just like electrocute the like crap out of you. It was amazing. So then, sorry.
He just got electrocuted, y'all.
Yep.
He's playing with himself right now. One in
Gross.
each hand and each one in a foot. So.
But yeah, if you got shocked, you would have to, your controller was done, and then go down to 3 people and the last 2 standing. Another one was like kind of like a speed one, where if it lit up, you had to like hit it as fast as you could, but you also don't want to hit it too soon, because if you did, then you get electrocuted. But if you hit it like perfect, then like it shocked all 3 other players. But if another player respawned before you did, then you got electrocuted. So it had all these like different game modes, but it was like, yeah, I don't know, sadistic game, but it was fun. So that's my number 4.
Fun fact, I was also one of those guys that played that game with Taylor.
No. Now you're just pulling my leg.
No, I remember specifically. There's one time you guys dared me to put it on my nipple and let it just shock me. I remember that specifically.
Yes.
While I wasn't there to confirm this sounds 100% accurate.
It does. That would be something I would tell you to do.
Yeah, I remember this specifically because the little handle has a red button on top of it, and that's what you had to push.
Yes.
See?
That's right. You do remember.
Gosh, dang it, Taylor, you forgot our whole childhood together.
Apparently.
Anyways, I'm so upset. I'm just so upset. We're gonna move on to number 3.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know the exact company that made this toy, but I know exactly what the toys were.
Invalid list.
But I'm pretty sure it's Hasbro, okay? Or whoever owned the rights at the time. But when I was a wee lad, back in right before kindergarten had started, we went to the swap meet, and my dad had bought me 2 of these action figures, 12-inch action figures. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. They're the kind that like don't really move very well. Like the arms just move up and down, and the legs just kind of move forward. One was a Wolverine, and the other one was a Cyclops, and they both came with the first and second episode of X-Men. And not only did I watch those VHSs over and over again, but I loved playing with those toys over and over again. The only thing that kind of like a little bit upset me is like I grew to hate Cyclops like a lot. But then I also grew to love Wolverine. So every time I play with those toys, I just beat Cyclops' ass with this stiff ass Wolverine, just stomp in a mud hole and be like, "You blind bitch. Like, eat this, let's go, bub," pretending to do like my own voiceovers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's my number 3, the 12-inch X-Men figures. I don't know who makes them anymore. I really wish I still had them, but I had a chewing problem when I was little, and I bit off the hair of Wolverine. So yeah.
This seems like a common thing, just like chewing problems as kids. If anyone can pull out their old childhood toys and there not be some kind of nibble or pieces just like chewed off, then I will give you like $20, because there's no way you got through all of your childhood without just gnawing something off of a toy.
It doesn't make any sense. You know what's the most common chewed toy I feel like that every kid has at one point in time? Some type of Nerf ball. Whether it's a basketball, a football, and you're always wondering, like, why is the end of this missing? Like, what happened to it? I don't know.
And then it throws the whole thing off because you can't play with it anymore. You try and throw a spiral, it ain't gonna do it. There's a big ass chunk missing.
Yeah, the crazy thing is you think there's just like one itty bitty little piece. No, it's like some kid chewed this multiple times. It's on both sides of the football. It's starting to look like a soccer ball at this point. Like, I don't know. Crazy times. Mr. Albert, you're number 3.
Number three. A pretty popular toy that I had a lot of. So it's not like an individual toy. I will name an individual toy, but I had a lot of action figures. The more they could move, the better. So the ones that just move their arms, trash, absolute trash. Never use those. But the ones where their legs and knees and ankles and head and everything can move, those are the best toys that I love to play with. And so the toys that I loved a lot that had the ability to move everything was, of course, Transformers. And they still make them today. They still make some quality Transformers, but they don't make them like they used to. Like back in the 90s, man, when you got those Transformers, it was the most complicated shit to transform them from one thing to the other. There was like 20 steps to get them from person to whatever they happen to be, a car or dinosaur or whatever. Nowadays, it's just like, if you push this button, it'll automatically do it for you. It's like, you cheater ass kids these days don't understand how difficult it was to memorize how to transform your Transformer. Quality toys, though. Absolutely loved them.
I'm so glad you brought up that and brought up the struggles with Transformers. The bad part is like, once you get it to like whatever you need to get it to, you're like, do I really want to put this back into a car? And so like you keep it as its humanoid form or whatever, its Beast Wars form or whatever, whatnot. And then like halfway into, you're like, damn, it really needs to turn back into this diesel truck so I can play with it again. Spending another hour trying to figure out how you even did it in the first place.
And then a piece falls off because you twisted it the wrong way. It's like, I swear it went this way, damn it. It can't turn any other way.
Yeah, those instructions were worse than IKEA instructions, by the way. So I just remember like it showing you, hey, your Transformer goes from this picture to this picture, and not showing you exactly how it went there, but like it needs to look like this before you can reach the final picture. And it's like, wait a minute, there's like 18,000 steps to do this, and somehow you went from here to here, and I need to figure out how to go from here to finished product. Like, that doesn't make any damn sense.
Good toys.
Good old Transformers. Well, I guess that will go to
number 3.
Back to me to number 2, huh?
Wait, what?
Yeah, no. Taylor's number 3. Go ahead.
All right. I really liked bowling as a kid, and so my parents got me this like plastic bowling set, and it was really nice because in my house, like the kitchen was kind of like weird, so it was like this very long, narrow hallway, and then you could turn right into the kitchen, but it was all hard, like linoleum. So it was perfect for this bowling because it's just like a bowling alley. It's super narrow, long, and so like you got to set up your plastic bowling pins and just throw the ball. And so I'm sure I drove my parents nuts when I was a kid, just constantly doing bowling, but I really enjoyed that. So that is my number 3, was just this plastic bowling set. And they were great for beating your siblings with the bowling pins.
Oh my god. How many times did you do that?
I plead the 5th.
So I'm in my head, I could just see you getting pissed and just grabbing a bowling pin and just smacking the shit out of your brother Chris. I don't know why, but I could just see him going like, and then all of a sudden him getting pissed and then just grabbing another bowling pin, and you guys are just sitting like this with a bowling pin in your hand, like getting ready to hit each other. I could be wrong, but hey.
Yeah.
Fun fact, David knows this because he did it with you.
Plot twist.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there for this bowling extravaganza, even though Taylor's first job was at a bowling alley and he suckered me into that place. So, yeah.
Best decision you ever made.
I know, right? Crazy. Shout out Country Club Lanes. Anyways, off to my number 2. So, I'm probably gonna get some pushback for this because my number 2 is like a category of items because I couldn't really figure out which one to put it in. And I was like, no, there's just too many. Okay. Growing up as a kid, probably like most normal kids these days, uh, every day after school, my dad would pick me up and then take me directly to his work where he owned a bowling alley. Um, at the time, there was a Burger King and a McDonald's literally right across, not even the street, like in the same building area. And for dinner, every day for like a couple years, for years and years, I'd either go eat Burger King or McDonald's and have a Happy Meal toy or BK toy. And that's basically my number two is the toys that you would get back in the day from the Happy Meal or the BK Big Kid Burger King toys. Now, when I say like there's multiple things that I got from those things, um, the McDonald's Happy Meal started my for us. It was a slow start, and I never really got super into it. But Beanie Baby collecting, that started there. I tried to collect as many Beanie Babies as possible, even doing trading and stuff like that. At Burger King, Pogs were like a big thing, and I remember specifically losing all my Pogs one time and then crying, and my mom was trying to figure out why I was outside the pool hall. I was like, "The kid won all my Pogs." I didn't know how to play Pogs. I just you use some kind of slammer and slam this Pog, and if it turns over, you take the Pog. I didn't know we were playing for keeps. Okay. Anyways, going back to McDonald's, I don't know if you guys remember the chicken nuggets. They used to be like in different outfits. So like they'd be like in like weird things, or like the Halloween special. So like there'd be like a chicken nugget dressed in like a vampire suit or like a Frankenstein. Oh man, this is something you're gonna have to look up.
I have no memory of this place.
It's the craziest thing. There's stupid chicken nugget toys from McDonald's. They like used to be in like different outfits or whatnot. I was also part of the BK Kids Club. So on your birthday, you got a free Happy Meal from Burger King. I know there's tons of stuff. Any type of Disney movie that ever came out, they'd give you like the little wind up toy, collecting Pokemon cards or those Pokemon Gold cards from McDonald's. Um, there's just tons of stuff that I don't know. It's crazy. I loved all the toys from the Happy Meal stuff. They were amazing time in my life. Um, Unfortunately, they don't make Happy Meal toys like how they used to, so I don't really get them for the kids anymore. But yeah, that's what I loved. Number 2, Happy Meal toys.
Plot twist: the chicken nuggets, they didn't come dressed up originally. Taylor was there dressing them up for you.
Whoa!
Oh God! Oh no!
But you wouldn't remember that because I'm not your best friend.
oh. My goodness.
That's not fair, man. I didn't know we could choose a category of toys. I had to put my category of toys on my honorable mention. By the way, it's any sword adjacent item. Whether it's a wiffle ball bat, plastic sword, a paper towel thing, or more specifically the wrapping paper ones because they're real long. Those worked out real well.
Yes.
Everything
fun to beat people with. God,
yes.
God. And then if they broke, they turned into nunchucks, so it was even
exactly
better.
Perfect. Man, I would have put that on my list.
I remember too, like I can't remember which place you got it from. It was like the 24 karat gold Pokemon. Like it came in a Pokeball. It was $20, and then had the like Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Charizard. There's a couple others. You could collect 8, I think, and then and the Beanie Babies too. I wasn't really big into Beanie Babies, but they had Pokemon Beanie Babies, and it was like Zubats. I only remember Zubat because I have that one, but there was a couple others, and like Kentucky Fried Chicken had like some of the Beanie Babies. So you had to go to these different like fast food restaurants to collect them. And I remember my grandma, like, I was like, I want to go here because they have a Beanie Baby, and she'd have to specifically ask them for like this particular Pokemon Beanie Baby, and they're like, oh no, we don't have that one, but we have this one instead. So yeah, good times.
Classic. Good times.
So quick update real quick. I don't know if you can see this right here on the screen, but those are the chicken nugget toys that I'm talking about.
Did you chew on those too?
You son of a bitch. No, but like, I don't know, man. These things were amazing. Let me see here. I wonder if I can get it a better look. Like that one's a Frankenstein chicken nugget. And there's a Dracula one, and like, look, you could take them out. See that ghost right there? Like you can have a butt naked chicken nugget, and then you just put the ghost curtain on it. These were amazing. I love these stupid toys. I bet you they're worth a lot now.
Yeah, maybe.
Only a child would see a toy chicken nugget dressed up in Halloween costumes and be like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest thing on my life."
Hey, oh shit, I might buy this. Vintage lot of 12 McDonald Chicken McNugget toys or Chicken McNugget buddies. $54.
Oh my God.
Save it for Gencon.
You think they have chicken nut toys over there?
God dang it.
I'm so sorry. Anyways, yeah, that was my number 2. Happy Meal / Burger King toys in the bag.
Well done. My number 2, I talked trash a little bit about Lego earlier, and I need to apologize for it because their Lego's not all bad. Because they hit my number 2. Very specifically though, because you can't just get any Lego toys. You got to get specific Lego toys. For me, it was Bionicle.
Oh, Bionicles.
Ever. Absolutely loved them. I could continue. I wish there was more Bionicles. I don't know why they stopped making them because they were great. We need more of them.
Crazy thing here. So like when we took that Legoland trip, my coworker had asked me, he's like, "Hey, if you see Bionicles there, can you buy me one?" Almost 30-year-old man asking me to buy him some Bionicles. That's made an impact in that person's life. I loved watching, because I feel like Bionicles was the first where you could actually make like a humanoid version to like battle with and stuff like that, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and then they started making them where like they could fight each other and move and do crazy stuff. That they need to bring it back. I think that's what would suck me back in.
No, a Lego's got to be so either realistic or based off of other IPs. You can't be doing your own Lego IP. What were you gonna do? Ninjago?
Mm-hmm.
A Ninjago Bionicle?
They should make the next Lego movie, Lego Bionicle movie. They did a Lego Batman. Why can't we get Lego Bionicle?
Saying that's $1 million pitch right there. Don't say it so loud.
What are we gonna make the movie? We don't know how to make movies.
Did you not last year see my movie of me returning to Madden?
I did, and then you sucked at Madden.
That didn't suck at that movie though. I was great.
What about me playing video games my whole life?
Oh God!
Oh God, I remember that. Oh God!
Freaking! If you haven't seen these movies, these little things, you know what? We'll probably post them up at one point in time on our Facebook page. Maybe we'll make it exclusive and put it on the Patreon. I don't know.
Patreon that'd be good because
I dropped a quality promo, man. That was the best promo of my life.
But a little backstory about that. It hasn't been active in probably like 6 months, but we do have a video game championship. Currently, Albert is the video game champion at the moment right now, but we haven't played. Oh God, I want to say 6-7 months.
Oh,
something like that.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but maybe we'll get back into it somehow. Yeah. School's going back in session. A lot of entertainment gets taken away, and not able to do anything, especially on Friday afternoons / nights.
Ooh.
Or even Saturdays.
Ooh.
Anyways, Mr. Hardy.
Oh yeah, my number two. My number two. Um, yeah, it's pretty simple. It was Hot Wheels. I really liked mostly like getting like little there was like these little mini Hot Wheels and you could get little mini tracks with them and you just connect the tracks and make these roads with them essentially. But yeah, it was just I liked playing with Hot Wheels, getting to have them go on tracks and or pushing them down that long hallway to see how far they could go and such. Yeah, not I guess not much else to say about it. Just Hot Wheels, fond memories of it.
All right, so real quick, because we need to get into this, because there is a difference.
Yes.
Is it Hot Wheels? Is it Matchbox cars, or is it Micro Machines?
Um,
The correct answer.
all three.
Yeah, they all exist.
Yeah.
So this seems like a trick question, but the best are the Hot Wheels, obviously. But they all exist.
I was just wondering because you said like there was mini Hot Wheels. I don't remember there being mini Hot Wheels, but I remember Micro Machines.
Yeah. So I probably had it like I know I had like these tiny little cars, so they could have been that one, but I definitely remember having like a huge tub of Hot Wheels, like regular size cars, and like a couple favorites because they made a Mach 5, and that one was like super rare and special. So I like because I also like crashing the cars into each other and make if they flipped over, they were essentially out of the race or out of the battle or whatever, and I moved them to the side. But I remember not being able to use the Mach 5 one because it was so rare / special. And my mom's like, you better take care of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Another fun fact. No, I wasn't there with Taylor when he played this.
Oh.
But I recently just came back from a toy fair where basically they sell a whole bunch of collectible items. And Rachel didn't know that you guys have seen my room. I keep a lot of my action figures still in the box, try to dust them off and keep them as nice and clean as possible. Some things I just haven't opened up, like I have some Bakugans that I haven't opened up that are like limited edition. Rachel didn't know that like these are actual collector's items. So we had went I forgot what it was called. I think it was like some kind of car toy festival. But like their main attraction were like Hot Wheels cars, but obviously they had other action figures and stuff available. But she had walked up to one of the tables that a guy had picked up like 3 cars, and he's like, "All right, how much for these 3?" And the guy was like, altogether it's like 275, but I could do it for like 250." And she said, "What?" Like, she's like, "I don't understand." And I'm like, "Yeah, those are limited editions. They're probably were from like, it could have been from like the 60s or 70s, like a limited print run." It's just crazy. And I think people get lost in the collector's point of view of like some of these items that we do keep in mint condition, that they're actually worth something. Maybe it's just a different language, a nerd language or a geek language, as some people might call it. But I saw grown men out there trading Hot Wheels cars and freaking out um, over certain things. Or like they had this special vending machine where like you didn't know what was on the other side of the vending machine, but you would like pay $5 and then push a letter and a number, and like a little slip would come out, and then you give the slip to the guy, and the guy would be like, "Oh, hey, this is what you won." So I don't know. It's pretty interesting. The world of collecting toys is still a big hobby and a thing, I guess, to make money off of if you're serious about it.
And nostalgia is just a really powerful weapon as well. So there's like things I'd love to purchase from my childhood that they don't make anymore and super hard to find, but the prices are usually pretty astronomical. So I'm like, I don't need it that badly.
It makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
Speaking of that, before we go into our number ones, is there any toy right now that you think that kids are playing with, or kids that are like buying into, that if they were mint condition and you owned it right now, that 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, that they would be worth way more than what their value was currently?
I've been out of the toy game for a long time, so I don't know.
Do they need to be ones that like recently were created? Because there's stuff like you have wrestling toys that are still being made today, but like wrestling toys go back decades. So it's not like it's a new toy, but it's like still being released kind of thing, or like something that's brand new, like just damn fidget spinners or something that we think may be valuable one day.
Yeah, basically something more new, like because like obviously, like I said, I have wrestlers all around my room, mostly like modern wrestlers or whatever whatnot, but like some stuff that have like first time in the line stuff or like limited edition. Like I have a 30th anniversary Undertaker, which I know they only made so many of the print run of that, before he retired or whatever. But like I don't know, like maybe examples like what's that spinny top game? Not Bakugan, but
Beyblades. Or
Beyblades.
Yeah.
Beyblades. Like, is there something like that you think that like they're releasing now, and you think, man, this actually could like turn into some actual money later?
The correct answer has already been figured out and is honestly far more collected by adults already. Is Funko Pops. That's the one that they will be valuable down the line. They will be continuously collected. But they're newer, so it's the hot craze right now. And it's weird because they are toys. They are absolutely toys. But I don't think I've ever seen kids be like the ones to go after them. It's adults that are like, I need these.
Yep. Just like my wife. Who likes to constantly remind me of her value of her Funko Pops.
Yeah, doesn't she have like an app that's like showing like the latest sold Funko Pop and like what it was worth?
And it keeps track of like your inventory, how much your overall collection's worth, and yeah.
Yeah. Big ups to Daryl, by the way, because she's my toy person. Usually when I need something or I'm looking for something, she somehow finds it, somehow gets it for me. I really appreciate it. Like matter of fact, she's found most of my rare Funko Pops, like the Emerald Shinron and the Brawly limited edition Funko Pop. She's found a lot of recently she just found 2 WWE figures for me. She found me a Karrion Kross and now recently released but reborn into a new AEW star, but I have an Aleister Black now, mint condition because of her. So yeah, I appreciate everything that she does for me. Now going into our number ones. I kind of already showed my hand when I just started talking about it recently right now. But my number one favorite toy that has the most nostalgia, that I remember dumping hours and hours. And matter of fact, even when I first moved to Arizona, I needed to bring this accessory with me onto the plane, so they counted it as a carry-on. Okay. It's WWF wrestling figures. I had a ton of WWF wrestling figures. Now, these are the type of figures that are like super old school. They're made of rubber. Their hands didn't open up or anything. They still were kind of pretty flexible. I remember even the limited edition. I don't say limited edition, but the editions that came with a bone crunching action, where like you could like kind of pull their elbow back a little bit and go crack crack, and then when you put it back, go crack crack. I had a specific set of wrestlers that I would take everywhere with me. It was Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, an Ultimate Warrior, a Big Boss Man, a Hulk Hogan, and there was one more I can't remember. Oh, a Macho Man Randy Savage. And I loved these toys, and obviously those toys have carried on with me today, because if you could see my room by where my computer's at, I have tons of wrestlers everywhere. Like I said, Taylor's wife looks for wrestlers for me all the time. I still have a couple hidden in some boxes and stored away for the kids as Christmas presents and stuff like that. But wrestlers have been I guess you could say they've been passed down from my generation to the kids' generation. One thing that I do special for them is like during every WrestleMania, I try to go get them an elite figurine, something that they I don't know, really like, or I guess they could dress up or whatever, whatnot, and put some crazy stuff on there. But I don't know, the kids enjoy it, and I think that's one thing that they look forward to every WrestleMania was, the wrestling figurines. And I'm glad I got to share this crazy hobby with them. But yeah, that's my number one. Originally the WWF wrestlers, but now we are WWE wrestlers. My number one favorite toy of all time.
And soon to be AEW wrestlers, number one favorite toy all time.
Yes, to be honest with you, I do have 2 AEW figurines. I have the first run of the Young Bucks. I have both of them. In my cart currently right now, I have the first run of, oh God, why can't I think of Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix. I've been looking for those for a while now, and like I said, I have them in my cart. I have yet to hit buy because I'm a sucker for free shipping. So like, why would I pay $50 for 2 figs and have to pay $25 free shipping when I just buy another $50 of figs and then get free shipping? Yeah, they get me every time I do that. So I end up spending $100 at the damn toy store every time. But yeah, AEW figures are coming. I'm looking for certain ones. We'll see what happens in the future. I'm running out of wall space, so. Mr. Albert, is WWE figures your number one as well?
Were you in my childhood too?
I was your best friend, bro.
No, they are not my number one. My number one is Lego adjacent. Nowadays y'all see Mega Bloks. They tend to be associated with like little kid toys, like they're baby's first Legos pretty much. They're like bigger, they're easier to do kind of things. But back in the day, Mega Bloks was fighting tooth and nail against Lego, trying to keep up with the market. So they had sets. They had this like theme that they did. It was called Dragons. And that was my favorite toy. David, you could ask Dominic. He plays with them now. He found my chest full of them. Yes, I have a chest, like a legit chest full of dragon sets that are just, they're the coolest thing you could build. They're designed to build full ass castles. And you have all these little knights who fought each other, and then you could build these dragons that fight each other, and there's like crystals that you could put on like little magnets, and it makes things happen on other parts of the castle, or it makes the dragon's eyes light up or something like that. It's so cool. I loved those toys so much. I played with them so much. They were so good, and I'm sad that Mega Bloks got bullied out of the market by boy. I would still play with them today if I wasn't old and stuff. But at least Dominic's enjoying them now, and that's what matters. They still got some good quality in them. They're still good. They're still wonderful.
Yeah, I kind of got the thought that it was going to be some type of dragon toy, especially sleeping in your room for a couple months while we were transitioning houses, seeing how you had those dragon toys up on the top corner.
That sounds weird, but I wasn't in the room with them.
Is it weird that I was in the room with your sister?
That's my sister.
But yeah, seeing those dragon toys in the corner and stuff like that, I figured it was some type of dragon toy. I don't know. Was it like one of your screen names too, like Draco or something like that?
Hey man, don't tell people about that stuff. I've grown into a more sophisticated person since then. It's Rump Shaker now.
Good times. So is that the new toy, a Rump Shaker?
Oh, I do enjoy rump shaking, sir.
what I missed because of COVID? The damn rump shaking llama. I wanted to get that toy for myself so bad, and now I can't even find it.
Oh my god.
Anyways, and finally, Mr. Hardy's number one.
Number one. I know there was a lot of hate on it from Albert's corner, but Legos are going to be my number one. It's what I grew up with as a kid, and like for one Christmas, my mom bought me like this huge chest, and so it was just like this chest of Legos. My brother also got one, so we could keep them separated. We'd build our own like ships or forts or whatever, and we'd battle it out with each other, and or just build things in general with them. And so I just really liked Legos. It allowed your imagination to go crazy, and you could make so many things with it. And it was always, you needed certain pieces and you never had enough of those certain pieces was my biggest gripe with them. So, and then you could never just buy like those pieces. Now with Lego stores you can, but when before it's like, no, you had to buy these sets, or you couldn't just get single colors. So yeah, but Legos are going to be my number one. Number one.
Look, I've already made the gripe before that I appreciate Legos for what they were. I'm just mad at them. Why couldn't they come with these ideas sooner? I would love to have a Lego pirate ship, or some type of. Do you imagine like a Lego Power Ranger? That'd been amazing, right? Like make your own freaking Zord, and like, oh god, I made this out of Legos. The one thing besides being jealous that the kids have better instruction booklets to make Legos is that I'm an older adult now. Okay. I don't have the passion to build Legos, but my kids constantly want Legos for Christmas, for their birthday, for something. Besides Dominic, who's like very independent and doing it by himself, the younger kids want me to build this thing for them. And I take, a good 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours trying to figure out how to put these little pieces together. And guess what happens in 10 minutes? They break the damn thing, completely shattered it. It's in pieces. This giant robot that I just spent 4 hours making, put all the little teeth in the specific spot in its face and the tail and whatever, whatnot. And all of a sudden they just smash it into something else. Like it was just some expendable toy that they know I'm going to buy another one of. They're right. Damn kids. But still, hurts me every time. I hate putting Legos together now. Well, yeah. After that rant, that's going to wrap up our top 5 list of favorite toys. We're going to move into our next section of fan questions. And we have 0 of them. So
why don't you want to ask us questions?
Exactly. Any questions? I at this point, we'll take personal questions. We'll take. I probably won't tell you like my social security number or anything like that.
You know what did it? Last time we had fan questions, we got too deep.
I feel like that's every episode. We're just slowly going into like a deep, dark hole of unforgiveness.
It gets too serious every time. Why'd you start the podcast? Because I want to give something for my kids to remember. Like, man, we gotta go crazier than that. People don't want to hear this like sentimental stuff. They want to hear like some weird shit. Like, I don't know. I got paid on a bet, and now I'm gonna make $20 if I get to 50 episodes. So guys, get me to 50 episodes or some shit like that.
I did get asked a question, and I hate to even put it on here. Okay, but this happened earlier today. They asked me what did I think of the dumbass Tyron Woodley versus the Paul brother fight. And I blew up extremely. I was like, I don't know why you guys waste your money on that. I don't understand how they're making so much money off of they're not even real boxers, okay? God, I hate that Jake Paul thinks he's like some stud because he's 4-0 against people who don't box. And they're like, oh, well, you can argue the opinion that Ben Askren was a MMA champion. I'm like, exactly. Boxing and mixed martial arts are not the same thing. Okay. Mixed martial arts means I use my hands and my feet, and I can submit you. Okay. In boxing, you're just punching. That's it.
Can you backhand?
No, you cannot backhand. Damn it, Taylor. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say boxing's the more sophisticated version of fighting, but that's what it kind of feels like. Like if it was more streamlined, that's what boxing is. Where MMA is, I don't want to say it's less rules, but like there you can bring more to the table, more technique, more skills. It's just not who's better at this one thing. And it just irritates me that celebrity boxing is making a mockery out of real boxing, because to be honest with you, when's the last time you heard, besides Pacquiao losing to Umagas? I can't even remember his name. See, I feel bad because the dude was a decent fighter. And I have to remember freaking Jake Paul and Logan Paul and Nate Robinson, because celebrity boxing is a big thing and it floods my social media feed, and they're not even real boxers. I don't know. It feels like someone's making a mockery of a sport that I actually love, and actually participated in at one point in time. And now it's just turned into one big social media joke that everyone wants to see the outcome of. It's almost like a bad sitcom. I don't understand it.
Don't make fun of young Sheldon like that.
Yeah,
I can't believe that became a show.
Is that our next rant? We're going to talk about young Sheldon.
Yeah, probably. I've only seen a couple episodes. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it. I don't know. It was only like 1 or 2 episodes.
At the very least, they didn't use the laugh track like Big Bang Theory. That annoyed the crap out of me. I hate laugh tracks now. You ever watch episodes of TV shows that have laugh tracks where they take the laugh tracks out? It just makes you feel so awkward that these things that they put like laugh tracks to make it seem funny, when they happen without the laugh tracks, you're just like, why? This is weird. Why? They're just being weird. That's it. I'm watching people be awkward and weird. I don't know. This isn't good TV.
Horrible.
And just like when they make like, they'll say like kitchen and there's a laugh and it's like, nope, that wasn't funny. Why are you laughing? Why is there even a hint of a chuckle? I hate laugh tracks as well because it just like ruins everything. I'm like, stop.
Now all you need is Jake and Logan Paul and laugh tracks, and we got the perfect fucking storm. So
God.
Wasn't one of them on a Disney like sitcom show?
Supposedly, I think both of them were at one point in time. And then they started doing their own stuff, which Logan became super famous on, God, what was that? The 6-second video? Vines. Logan became super popular on Vines. Then he lost, Vines went down, and then he slowly made that transition over to, was it TikTok? I don't think it was TikTok. Was it Instagram? Maybe it was Instagram. I don't know. He made some transition somewhere. Maybe it was YouTube. I think it was YouTube. And then started doing that. And then obviously he became famous for that stunt that he pulled in freaking Japan. And then I don't know. It just, what's that saying that like misery loves company? And I think people just like to see these fools act stupid and do random dumb shit. I don't know.
Having lived in the generation that created Jackass, yeah, that's yeah.
At least Jackass had morals, okay?
I was about to say, are you trying to argue that Jackass has some sort of like artistic value to it?
They never videoed people in the woods, that committed suicide. So,
Yikes.
oh, you didn't know that about?
Oh no, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't like him. And it was in the Japanese like forest that's known for suicide. So
Yep.
Yeah,
it's great. Like I said, it's. I don't know. I'm even mad that I even brought it up and brought it to the podcast, because I know some people are probably going to go watch that fight that he just did.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's inedible at this point. Ineditable. Wow. inevitable. It sucks. You see it everywhere.
Inevitable.
I don't know why I could not.
Inevitable.
I don't know why. There's like so much saliva at the tip of my mouth right now.
Easy there, boy.
I was so confused because you were like saying inedible. I was like,
yeah,
why are we trying to
You're
eat
thinking about
Logan
those chicken
Paul?
nuggets, aren't you?
I just want to chew on them right now. Anyways, so yeah, those were our fan questions. And if you have any more, because we didn't really have one, I kind of just made one up on the spot with some stuff that happened at work today. You can always hit us up with the Tripolar Opinion Facebook page. We do have a Twitter. Don't use it much, but it's there. But mostly, if you want to get noticed, hit us up, send us a message on the Tripolar Opinion Facebook page, and most likely we'll make it because we have 0 questions right now. And that's going to bring us to one of our favorite segments of the show. Taylor, how big is it? So, as you know, with our top 5, we went with our top 5 favorite toys of all time. Me personally did some researcho and found out the the estimated net worth of the most selling toy today, to this date. So like between when it came out to now. Do you know what toy that is, by the way?
No.
Yo-yos.
No. Fun fact, yo-yos was originated as a Filipino fighting weapon before it actually became a toy.
Now it's an American one.
Anyways, so the number 1 selling toy of all time is Hot Wheels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how big is the estimated net worth in the company. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, option A, the net worth of the value of the company is $8.5 million. Option B, the value of the company is worth $5.8 million. Option C, the company is worth $8.5 billion. Or option D, the company is worth $5.8 billion. You want to go over those again?
What was C and D?
So C was 8.5 billion.
Uh-huh.
D was 5.8 billion.
We'll go with D. 5.8 billion.
You were on the right track, sir. But unfortunately, you're wrong. Damn. The net worth of Hot Wheels is $8.5 billion to this date.
Wow.
So a little fun fact. The company originated in 1968, selling Hot Wheels at 59 cents each. Now, I don't know how true this article is to this story, but apparently that year, Mattel had sold 16 million units worth of Hot Wheels that year. Also, Mattel's also claiming that they still have about 15 million avid collectors of Hot Wheels. So that's why those limited editions are like worth a lot of money. They're saying if you are getting into Hot Wheels, the ones that are going to make you a lot of money is stuff that's mint condition in the 50s or 60s. So, or at least cars based on the 50s or 60s.
That's really cool.
Yeah, kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. I knew they were $1 billion company, but didn't have the right value.
You were close, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate your effort, but that also gives me a win in the win column, or a mark in the win column. Meaning, at one point in time, Taylor, we need to remind our listeners that we're doing this so we can shoot each other with your famous gun, right in the gonads.
Nope, that was a part of the requirement.
Oh, okay. At some point in time, I'll have the updated scores.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was our Taylor. How big is this section? And now we come to a closing, to the end of the show. First of all, I'd like to mention our Facebook page that we've been plugging in over and over again, Tripolar Opinion Podcast on Facebook. We are on Twitch. We barely use it. Or I'm not sorry. Did I say Twitch?
I was going to say Twitch we use. Twitch is pretty well used, sir.
I apologize. I meant Twitter. We have a Twitter, but we barely use it. But if you do want to see our Twitch, Taylor, you want to put in your handle?
Yeah, that would be good old Kenshin Ryu.
You can find Taylor at Kenshin Ryu. You can also find me at Diabetic Coma. Share the C. Remember that. It's not double C. You share the C. Okay. Albert, are you getting on Twitch soon?
You can find me at PewDiePie.
Oh.
Yeah, so we pretty much, well, one of us at least streams every night for the most part. If you want to see some the best mediocre Call of Duty play, come to my channel. If you want to see some efficient Call of Duty play, go to Taylor's channel. If you want to see both of us suck ass and just watch either Brother Gabe or Albert, you can follow either of our channels.
Oh.
But yeah, we play a lot of Call of Duty. Probably going to mix it in soon. Once the kids start going back to school, I think I'm going to actually finally restart either Last of Us or start God of War finally. So,
Ooh.
And I'll start twitching that as well. And that will probably be on a Monday because I don't have any kids on Mondays. But is there any shout outs you guys wanted to give out?
I got one. By the time this comes out, it will have passed already, but a big happy birthday to my wife, Sierra. September 2nd is her birthday. So want to wish her a happy birthday. I love you. Hopefully we're going to have an awesome weekend. I have a whole weekend of stuff planned. Whole weekend. Multiple dinners, movies, roller skating, lots of drinking involved. It's going to be great.
Multiple, like you're going to dinner like more than once in a night?
I mean, not in a night, but like the whole weekend, we will be eating dinner on every day. So
okay.
That's pretty crazy, right? Every day we will have dinner.
I mean, like you almost got me excited. Like, damn, it's like 6 dinners.
Six dinners how hobbits have two breakfasts? Well, we're gonna have 3 dinners. Here we go.
Oh, well, that's exciting. That's exciting. Taylor, you got any shout outs? Okay.
No, not really.
So last and not least, if you want any exclusive content, this time around, we did provide a second top 5 list. If you want to know our answers, it's on our Patreon. So come check out our Patreon. Just, we give a little couple things there, even if you want some like little suggestions or, little quirks about us, just a little spoiler. Not going to give them out, but our top 5 list for Patreon was top 5 fair foods. And you should go check it out because there's some interesting stuff there, especially an item that I totally forgot about that Albert put on his list. I'm like super jealous because it's very tasty. But other than that, we appreciate you guys for joining us for another episode of the Tripolar Opinion. I guess I'm David Maggard.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
And the guy not saying anything is Taylor Hardy.
No, I did. He would. It was in order. You didn't even give me a chance to say anything.
You're supposed to tell us who we are.
I'm sorry.
Like we don't know who we are. You have to tell us.
All right. Let me just rewind real quick.
Okay.
I'm David Maggard, and we also have Taylor Hardy.
Good night, everyone.
And Albert Delgado.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
And we'll see you at Gencon, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Is
or
that
you can watch us live tonight.
Or I'll see you at the movies because I'm not going to Gencon. So.
Oh, trust me. So someone's going to notice us because guess what just came in today? Official staff TPO shirts.
Oh, who knows? We might make them available to the public too.
I'm just saying, we get enough Patreon users, likers. I don't know. Just hit us up. You want a shirt? Let me know. Well, until next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Gosh dang it! Now we're gonna get sued. Have a good one, y'all.
What's a guan?
I don't know. I told you there's a lot of saliva at the tip of my lip right now.
Man, I really want to have a guan now. Is that your favorite fair food?
Yes, it's a guan. It was on your list. All right, y'all. Did Taylor just wait for like 30 seconds?
He's always waving.
Have a good night. Good evening. Bye.
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 All right.
We have a fan question, by the way. It just came in about like 9 minutes ago.
You suck.
God damn it.
Yeah. So it came from Angie. I do have a question for the podcast. Do you have a comfort movie / show, perhaps a top 5, but I don't know. Like if I'm sick or just need an emotional boost, there's a certain movie or shows I like to watch over and over again. So I guess what is your sick movie?
I'm super down for like a top 5 list of comfort entertainment. Those things that you always go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to make that our next top 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. That's mine, right?
Yeah, that would be yours. Albert Delgado's on Dragon Ball Z.
God damn it, Taylor. Is she listening right now?
No, she's not.
Dang, that's crazy. She just sent us a message. Or did she?
Oh wait, David, don't normalize.
I didn't normalize. I'm not doing it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm not. I remember not to touch it like that ever.
Yeah.
You can touch it however you want, sir. As long as you got consent.
Are we all done with the recording? Do you want me to stop it?
Oh yeah, whenever you're good, Taylor.
We weren't done recording and they got my